What's up, YouTube? So, I just made a video on how to hotwire basically almost every Honda motorcycle in existence in less than a couple of minutes. And after thinking about it for a little while, I totally spaced and didn't put in a couple different key notes that could definitely be helpful depending on what kind of bike you're trying to liberate. But the one specifically that I'm going to refer to is the Honda Shadow. So the Honda Shadow is by far the easiest motorcycle possibly ever created to liberate. All right, I mean, I've done it in realistically between 30 and 45 seconds. I mean, that's knowing what I'm doing, what to look for and what to do. But so I'm sure if you're watching this, you've probably already looked up 1,000 videos on how to, bypass the ignition or bypass a key or start it with some other shit, and watch that video with the Indian kid putting a paper clip in the fucking plastic connecting piece, which is just right underneath the fairings, super conveniently. If you've actually tried it, depending on the bike, I've learned that it's not like that at all. It's not convenient to find. It's extremely difficult. All the wires are zip tied together all along the frame. Yamaha's, for instance, that shit's underneath the fucking gas tank and not accessible at all unless you remove the gas tank, which I have actually done before. So you learn with trial and error. But okay, so Honda Shadow, for one, they never have a 4 o'clock. I don't even know if they have 4 o'clocks. I've never found one with a 4 o'clock. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. It eliminates the whole majority of time you're gonna spend on the bike already. Second of all, there's 2 plastic cover pieces that are by the seat, right below the seat when you're sitting on it. I can't remember exactly if it's the left or the right one. I'm looking for one right now. There's one parked over here somewhere. I've seen the last couple of days. I was gonna show you. If I find it, I'll update a video. But you just pop off the cover piece on whatever side the ignition's on, and you'll see that fucking connected wire harness, that connecting piece. It's a male and female piece that are connected together. It's almost always gonna be the blonde one. Sometimes it might be a black one next to it, or 2 black ones or a dark brown one or some shit like that. It's almost always the blonde one. And if you're still unsure, it'll definitely for sure be the one that has the red wire and the red and black wire going into both sides. Going into one side and coming out the other side every time. Because those are the main ignition wires. So I'm not even sure the Honda Shadows have a ground. I think they might only have 2 wires. But anyways, this is one of the few bikes you can actually do, what that kid does in that video with the paperclip. You can actually start the bike with a paperclip. So you just pop off that plastic piece, and you find the blonde one, check the wires, all right, cool, unplug it, make sure, you can't plug the paperclip into the wrong side because one side has prongs, it's the male piece, and that's the one that has the sides of the ignition. The other side is the side that goes into the engine. All right, so, essentially all the ignition is doing is it's a circuit of electricity, and when the key is on, it allows that electricity to go through the circuit in one fluid motion, and when the key is off, it disrupts the electrical circuit and doesn't allow the bike to have the ability to start. So we're just bypassing all that and bridging the wires. That's how hot wiring is even possible, because you're essentially just beating the ignition to the punch and going before it with the wires go before it and just twisting them together. But they've done all kinds of anti-theft things that makes it a little more difficult than just doing that, except with the Honda Shadow. So you just pop that fucking plate off, unplug it, and there might be 4 slots, right? And 3 will be used. You need to, sometimes you might have to put it in a couple different times before you find out which 2 it's supposed to go into. A lot of times it's supposed to be all 3. You should use 2 paper clips maybe. And there's one for the fan sometimes. But you can use a paper clip. I use an industrial staple from a staple gun sometimes. Or a thick gauge copper wire I've stripped the ends on and made a U, just depends on what you have handy. I've used my key ring and ripped the keys off, and straighten it out and use that. Fucking whatever the hell. You can use the toggle switch, I guess, but there's really no need to. This, you can use a wire cap and just twist them together. You know, you can use a fucking Bic lighter to torch it and twist them together and it will work fine. But yeah, that's basically it. Pop the plastic piece off, find the wire harness, unplug it, and bridge the wires. And yeah, you're good to go. It'll light right up and kick right over. So have fun. And if I find this one over here, I'll make a quick video on a visual representation of exactly how to do it if you're still confused. Other than that, see you next time, YouTube, and happy looting. Go loot and pillage.